everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and it is another Tea Tuesday, and I think this one may be a little bit shorter because I just don't have a whole lot to say. We are like full-blown back to school mode around here. Livy is going back in person this week, and it's just terrifying a little bit, but it's a lot of prep work for me. I'm gonna do a little meal prep. I gotta do a little breakfast meal prep. I've got to do, so this video is gonna be a little bit short. I do want to talk more about the Tati vs. Without a Crystal Ball case. There's not a whole lot of new developments in that, but I do actually want to respond to some comments that somebody left. I at first took them like really negatively. I got really defensive about it. Like when you see something you don't want to hear, and that's another thing, like we could totally get into this in a whole different separate video for Tea Tuesday, but it was somebody basically disagreeing with me. When I really like took a step back, took my ego out of it, I was like, wow, you know, maybe I do need to do a little bit of reflection because of how I'm coming across on the video. I definitely don't want to be misunderstood. I don't want to be pegged into a certain category because I just don't care. Like, people are coming for me thinking like I'm totally on Without a Crystal Ball side and yada yada, and it's just not true. Like there's so many more things I care about in this world. I could not care less about either person involved. I just care about the drama aspect of it. I care about how crazy and salacious this whole thing has gotten. I care about the drama side of things, the tea side of things. But when it comes down to like the people involved, I don't like either person. I don't hate either person. I just think both of them have their flaws. I think both of them are human. I think both of them majorly up. I think there's a lot of things that are involved, and it's not that I'm like fangirling for one or the other. I don't care who wins the lawsuit, and I want to address the comments and respond to them directly because she had some really good points in her thing, and I'm going to talk about them. I had thoughts on her comments. She left me 3 comments, 2 of which I felt like was leaving me like constructive comments, and then the third one was just kind of nasty. So I deleted that one. I'm not responding to that one. You guys know, like, I don't put up with that kind of... But I think her first 2 comments were completely valid, especially when I stepped back and I wasn't so like huffy about it, like, oh my gosh, she doesn't agree with me, like got my ego into it. So I want to read the first comment. I'm so sorry, I do not know how to pronounce your name. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your name. I will link to the video down below where she commented. I can't pronounce it. I have no idea how to pronounce it. But she says, it's not as simple as you think it is. Well, no, I don't think any of it's simple, for sure. I 100% agree with you. I'm trying to simplify it to make it easy and digestible for me. The lawsuit response was like 100 and something pages. It was humongous, so I know it's complicated and the legal stuff's way over my head. That's why I listen to Emily D. Baker's channel, because she really tries to break it down and dumb it down for people like me who can't read the legal stuff. So I definitely don't think it's simple. I'm trying my best to simplify it for my brain. And then she says, this lawsuit isn't something you can just brush off. And it says, Tati isn't going after Katie for nothing. For 19 months, Katie's been going after Tati and her family. Katie made well over 50 videos about Tati. When she's making those videos, Katie states her opinion as fact, which is wrong. And that I 100% agree with. She should never have done that. In my videos, my tea time videos, I say multiple times usually, like, this is completely my opinion. It's all speculation. I'm not claiming anything is fact. I'm not claiming to know anything at all. I'm just telling you guys what I think about what I have seen and how I have interpreted it. And I definitely agree with you. And that's why Without a Crystal Ball is in some deep... I mean, this lawsuit looks scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks like Tati has a major case. She's completely wrong trying to state things as fact. Where she really messed up is she's trying to say she's a journalist, but she's giving her opinion. Like, you're not a journalist. Journalists try to be unbiased. They try to just tell the story, and she makes it drama. So it's one or the other. Are you a journalist or are you a tea channel? It can't be both. I mean, you just can't be both. You have to be one or the other. Journalists don't get into the drama. Journalists don't state their opinions all the time. So I think that's where she done messed up. She's totally in deep doo-doo, and I think it's gonna bankrupt her. I see that happening. That's what I think. And it says, Tati and her family. Katie made well over 50 videos about Tati. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, but Tati videos gave her views. She was doing this for her. It was views. It was money. It's her livelihood. Like, this is her job. So I totally see that. You see that on the algorithms for a lot of channels. Like, if you look at what people are doing A lot of the family vloggers do these same exact things because that's what gets the views. That's what gets picked up in the algorithm. Because Without a Crystal Ball was using Tati in her video name, she was getting views. And especially when her video can be like, Tati sent me a cease and desist. That's gonna get her views. That's gonna make her viewership go up. And so I think Tati, while it was strategic, like sending her multiple cease and desists, see, I can't pronounce that. I'm like stuttering over the words. She fed into it. And I know it was a strategy like, okay, we're going to sue the pants off her one day. If she doesn't calm down, we're going to send her lots of chances so that we have a solid case. And I see the strategy on that side of things, but it also fed into it. It also made Without a Crystal Ball really go in hard on it because after the first one, they didn't do anything. They didn't sue her. So she thought she was a little invincible probably. So I can see where her side of things, she's like, this is going to get me views. This is going to make my family money and all this stuff. So I can see her side of things where she's going to like keep pushing the wound. I totally see that. And I'm like, I'm half myself. So I could see that side of it. I can see the behavior. And so I'm not defending her at all, but I see where she's coming from in all of this. Like she didn't think she was going to get sued and she was pretty arrogant about it. And that's where I think she messed up. And obviously the stating opinions as fact, that's messed up. She's not completely innocent. And I think at the same time, Tati's not completely innocent in all this either. I mean, there wouldn't be a business partner lawsuit if she was. I mean, pure speculation. That's my thoughts. So I don't think she's innocent in this. I've seen how she handled the James Charles stuff and that wasn't completely innocent. It's very, very calculated, just like this lawsuit seems very calculated. The timing on it seems calculated. Sending 4 cease and desists so that you have a rock solid case so you can bury someone seems very, very calculated. And she picked one heck of a lawyer. And I think Without a Crystal Ball, it's going to be screwed as far as this goes. The problem with me and why it seems like I'm on Without a Crystal Ball side is because I'm stating where I see what she's doing. Like I see the part where she's like, oh, she sent me this cease and desist. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to get views on this. I'm going to make money off of this. And I can see that part of it. And the part I can't say that I'm on Tati's side with, because I guess my thing on that is just I can't find sympathy for her. Like she's a public figure. People are going to say outlandish things. It's just part of the territory. Yes, some of it's not legal. I totally see that. Some of what she said looks like defamation to me and you can't just say anything, but I feel like it definitely comes with the territory. Being a very public person in a public setting like this, you open yourself up to a lot of stuff. And I think that part of it, I can't have sympathy for her. She's a multi-millionaire and she's going after a small creator. So I can't have sympathy for her because she opened herself up to the stuff. Yeah, she didn't deserve some of the stuff that Without a Crystal Ball has said or done. I totally think that. When it comes down to it, it's like David and Goliath. I just can't have sympathy for the big multi-millionaire going after somebody legally. Even though they have some merits in their case, even though they probably will win, I just can't build the sympathy up. And I think that's what's really coming across in the videos. Not that I'm a Tati fan, not that I'm a Tati hater, not that I'm a Without a Crystal Ball fan or a Without a Crystal Ball hater. That's just where my line goes. Like, okay, like she said some horrible things, yes, but Miss Multimillionaire is suing the pants out of her and it's gonna cost her a lot, a whole lot. And so that's where I have a little bit of sympathy for Without a Crystal Ball. Even though she may be the scum of the earth, even though she's problematic, even though all these horrible things, I just can't build sympathy for Tati. But Without a Crystal Ball made 50 videos about her and all this stuff. The more somebody talks about her, whether it's good or bad publicity, it's publicity. So it also builds up Tati, even if she gets this like negative villain persona from it, maybe hypothetically, because guess what? The other people in the YouTube space, there are some YouTube villains and they make bank. They have millions of subscribers. People think they do horrible things, yet they're still totally fanning those people, still totally watching what they're doing, still giving them the views. Tati could have just brushed it off, let some people think the wrong thing if they wanted to. I still don't think it's about money. I think it's about more than money because I just don't see her getting much out of it as far as money. So I don't think it's about that, but Emily D. Baker said the same thing. She said, this is totally not about money. This is people getting pissed off and people wanting her to shut up. And I think that's true. I think it's definitely about like controlling the situation, like controlling the narrative. Emily D. Baker really said, like, don't rile the lawyers. I think the lawyers have been riled, like definitely have been. I think Without a Crystal Ball is screwed, scroodle doodled. And so I just don't have sympathy the other side. I just don't. She has so much money. What's a little bit of money? It's a drop in the bucket to file this lawsuit in the first place. Drop in the bucket for her. I don't know. I don't get that side of things. Like, just to have power and control over it and not liking what somebody says. And yeah, it may have cost her a little bit of business. I just have trouble believing it cost her a ton of business. Like, let's be real. There's a lot of things also going on. We're in the middle of a pandemic. That cost business. The James Charles things definitely cost her business. And so I think parsing it out and saying, this is how much sales we lost, this is how much damages we lost, I just don't think it's going to be a significant amount. Like, I don't think it is. And it's definitely seeming about more than the money. So that's where I stood on the stuff. And I totally agree with the person who left me the comment. Yeah, a lot of what Without a Crystal Ball did seems wrong. Like, just inherently, like calling somebody a career criminal and calling their product snake oil, those are nasty things to say. Like, even if it's not illegal, those are just rude, nasty things to say. So I totally feel for Tati a little bit in the fact that, like, nobody deserves those comments. I also wish she would have taken the high road. Like, just let the little creators spin their wheels and don't worry about it and don't get caught up in it. Don't sink to her level. And I think trying to squish her with a lawsuit kind of sinks to her level. So that's where I just don't have the sympathy. I don't. I have a tiny little drop of sympathy, but that's it. And then the next comment she left me, she says, you're clearly on Katie's side when almost the whole video you complain mostly about Tati. Tati did lose money because of Katie. There's evidence that people stopped buying from Tati because of Katie. And that's true. Like, in the lawsuit, you see there's a couple of statements from people where they lost their subscription due to this. They believed what Katie said, and that's where I'm like, shame on you guys for believing what they said, because now you're missing out on the product that you liked and benefited you in some way. And then of course Tati loses revenue from that. I think, yeah, she did lose money. I just don't believe that it's tons and tons. I don't think that's going to sink her company. I don't think it's sunk to the level of having to file this lawsuit to defend your brand, to defend your money. Like, I don't think it was that big. I think we're dealing with a tiny drop in the bucket as far as Tati Beauty and Halo Beauty is concerned. But yeah, I think she's definitely wrong about the you're clearly on Katie's side. I just have a little more sympathy for Katie. I think both of them suck. Like, let's be real. Like, both of them have made mistakes. I think what comes across to me is, like, how many people let Tati be a victim. Like, they totally do. Like, oh, she was victimized by this teeny tiny channel who got a couple of thousand subscribers. Poor Tati. I don't feel that at all. Like, she's a big time creator. People are going to gossip. People are going to say stupid stuff about her. And that just comes with the territory, right or wrong. I don't see that. I don't think she's a victim. I think she plays a good victim. And that's where I have a problem with Tati. Like, the James Charles stuff, she played the victim so much. Like, when she posted those weepy things about her friend backstabbing her and using the other vitamins, and it was so weepy and poor Tati, all this stuff. I can't feel sympathy for that. I'm just like, it's cringy that a grown woman needs to do that. I just don't know. That's where I totally have not nice things to say about Tati. I feel like she plays the victim. She tries to spin the narrative to be a certain way. And look at the stuff that happened with James Charles. All the stuff happened. She was touted the hero. She was on top. And then it started coming out with receipts where she may have been wrong about some of her facts. And people went after her, and then she found two other people to blame. She definitely wanted to play the victim, and I see that over and over again with some of her drama stuff. So while she does have a case legally, it looks like she has a very strong case, I just don't buy into the narrative. Like, poor little Tati, poor multi-millionaire business owner, top of the YouTube game, Tati, poor her, because this little tiny creator talked about her. Said really mean things about her. I don't have that sympathy. She's got so much money and status, and I just don't buy that part of it. So you can take with that what you will. That doesn't mean I'm a Without a Crystal Ball fan. I can actually dislike both of them. To be quite honest, I think that's okay. I lean more and more towards just disliking both of them. I don't want either one to struggle. I don't want either one to like get theirs or get their justice or get their karma or anything that people are going like back and forth when they're a fan of one, they want the other one to burn. I don't care that much. Both of them were just not my favorite. And at the end of the day, once I turn the tea video off of filming, I forget all about them. I don't care. They don't take up space in my mind until I get a comment like this. And then I give it a little space to think about it and ruminate on it and then come up with my response. So anyway, there you go. There's my whole spiel. I'm not on either one side. I think Tati's probably going to win, but I don't like Tati that much. I don't like Without a Crystal Ball that much. I'm here for the drama, guys. I'm here for the tea, even though I don't have my tea with me. I'm still here for the tea. I just want to know what's going to happen. I want to know the juicy details. I love that Emily D. Baker breaks it down. I love that she's so bad, and I just love her not give a f***ery. That's basically it. I just wanted to respond to the comments, give you guys my 2 cents, hopefully explain myself a little bit better so that you guys realize like I'm not fanning or standing for either one. I just want to see what happens. I want to see them duke it out. Honestly, I want to see how it goes with the lawsuit, and I just can't have sympathy for a multimillionaire. I don't. She lost a little bit of money and she's gonna be fine. She's still got her beautiful mansion of a house, townhouse, whatever it is that she currently has after she sold her multi-million-dollar house. No sympathy there. Maybe she could share the wealth with the rest of us poor people. But that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll be back with more tea hopefully next Tuesday, if not the Tuesday after. I don't know if I'm going to do these every week, but I had some things to say today and I thought it was going to be short. My timer thing says 20 minutes, so it's still a pretty juicy looking tea video. I hope you liked it. I'll leave my tea playlist down below for you guys as well. Have a great one, guys. Bye.